system to ever end up in it. Because I don't care if you're rich, you're poor, you're middle class, it doesn't matter. The system is rotten. Woo! Let me just tell you a couple stories, and I'll say Juliane was frightening for me to come up here. But I can be very strong, but I can be very strong with judges too. And what matters is not the way you look, not the way whatever. What matters is fact and our children. And this stuff has gotten way out of control. I mean, out of control. I have a client who the judge put a 1-year stay-away order against her because she was in court after an extended period of time. She was sick and tired of being treated the way she was being treated. And this is one of the worst judges of all of Ulster County, upstate New York. And Ulster County is one of the dirtiest, slimiest, scummiest places in the entire state. And that's saying a lot. That's saying a lot. And she put a 1-year, the judge, I don't care, Judge McGinty, put a 1-year stay-away order for her to stay away from her own daughter because she said, we're out of here. I took him to federal court. I was deposing him. I said she had no attorney, right? To defend herself from having a 1-year stay-away order, to stay away from her own daughter. And family court's supposed to look out for the best interests of the children, right? Yeah, she didn't really have an attorney. Did she have a right to put witnesses on? Really no right to put witnesses on. Did she have any opportunity to put evidence into court? Really no right to put any evidence in. So why did you do this? That's basically what his attorney, who's Letitia James, I don't care what you think of her, she's kind of obligated to represent him, but a member of the Attorney General's office was representing Judge McGinty, and she said, so you were afraid that he was going to kidnap his own child, right? Isn't that why you did this? And he said, of course, yeah. I was frightened she was going to kidnap her own child. So the next I get back up there to continue to depose him. So you were afraid that she was going to kidnap her own child. What did you do to prevent her from kidnapping her own child? I didn't do anything. I left it to the other people in the courtroom. So if everybody's following this, he put a 1-year stay-away order for her to stay away from her own daughter without an attorney, without witnesses, without any evidence, because he was afraid that she was going to kidnap her own child, and they did nothing about it except told her out of spite because he didn't like the way she spoke to him because of his ego. I'm sorry, his fucking ego. Stay away from your own guy. I know I said, look, I was not going to curse. I apologize. She's about to cut me off. I'm sorry.
Well, I just want to say Josh is a child who felt system. He's very, very passionate. He's not in it fun. He's not in it because he's in it to help these children.
Quiet, please!
And you know what, from your personal experience. So Josh is like no other lawyer I've ever met. I've been through so many lawyers. I've interviewed probably every lawyer in the city. And Josh is really the only lawyer I met who is truly passionate about helping these children and these mothers. And he knows the pain, and he knows...
I know something more than that, though. I'm sorry. How can we live... And it's not about my ego or who I am or anything like that. It's about who we are. How do we as a society allow our children to be taken away from good mothers and be given to abusive fathers? There's also yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. But at the end of the day, let me just educate you a little bit about what's happening, because I think I do have a captive audience, and I appreciate that very much. Because there's also things that we need to learn. So, Child Protective Services is responsible for investigating reports when a parent goes to CPS or anybody goes to CPS and says a child is being abused. CPS has the responsibility to investigate that and find out what's happening. So, unfortunately, the way we have it, CPS does not do its job. CPS really goes to the children and says, so what's going on, guys? You expect young children to want to speak to people who are coming in as authorities? Of course, that's going to happen very rarely. So what happens is very often the children don't want to speak to the authorities. They find it to be unfounded. and we don't really know what happened. And then the whole situation is turned around against this parent who reported abuse, and then Juliane Michelle Reeves didn't even, report abuse. And then it gets turned around against this parent who is trying to get help for their children. We as a society cannot let that, I'm sorry, I believe in climate change, I believe in science, tell me whatever you want to think. I believe at the very core of what we're doing, we are not listening to experts, we are not listening to evidence, we are not listening to, we have truth. And we have to come together as a society, because too often we're saying the authorities will take care of it. I'm sorry, the authorities will not take care of it. It's up to everybody in this room to try to connect to your friends, your neighborhood, whoever you have. We have to take this system back. And I might be, biased because I'm in the middle of this stuff, but I think it has to start with our children. How can we leave our children behind? We cannot allow that to continue. And I ask every single one of you in this room to get involved, not just with your pocketbooks, but that would help a lot. We need to do media. We need to do social media. Eric, you can see Eric and donate. And we need to blast this family court for what they're doing. It is unacceptable.
Yes, sir.
And we need resources. This is just the way things work. We need resources to tell the truth about what these bastards are doing, so that we can educate people and get them involved and stop this bullshit. I cursed twice, I'm sorry.
Josh, what's her name? What's her name?
We. No.
Your hope, baby.
Thank
Thank you, Josh. Thank you. Thank you.